Shed's empty. So there was 100 and how was it? 213 I think left in there, which I caught this morning, which was fun. They were very flighty this morning, which they usually are. Second. So my camera went into time-lapse mode here, so you missed this whole ramble that I did. But basically I was explaining that my plan of the day was to try and get the chicken shed mucked out. But first I needed to empty that trailer of muck, which meant I needed to scrape the cows out. Oh, and this gate had come off its hinges because the pin had come out. I'd lost the pin. So I needed to scrape the cows out first so I could empty the trailer before I could go and do anything with the chickens. And I think I was moaning that it was raining and explaining why I was tipping the muck in the passageway. Basically, I think that was all I said in this clip. Oh, and then I was talking about these outside stored bales of straw. I'd rolled one out previously. I've used one, and it's apart from obviously the mushy stuff on the outside, the inside's really good. So it's just unfortunately the first pen in the shed gets all the mushy stuff, but after that it's real nice straw. So apologies for all the water on the lens. Just before I scrape this out, I'll just show you what it looks like after 2 days of being in the passageway, as opposed to that stuff over there, which is what this was 2 days ago. So nice chopped up stuff that'll spread nicely on grassland, hopefully. I don't know where to put this muck. It's like whether to take the muck to where I've been tipping it. I've sort of run out of places to tip without tipping on fresh ground, which I've not tipped on before, which I didn't really want to have to do. I don't know how to take it to a different field. And if I could take it to a different field, but then I'd almost definitely make a mess in the gateway, getting it off, getting in and out of the field, and then it's looking more and more likely that we're not going to get any of this spread this spring before first cut. So if you tip it in fields, you're just going to end up having to mow around it. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, where I have been tipping, really, it wants pushing up, because there'd be a lot more space if it was all heaped up. But it's so muddy and sloppy, you couldn't take this down to do it. And I think I'd make a bit of a mess trying to do it with the loader tractor, so I could take the digger, but again, diggers aren't ideal for pushing piles up. They're good for loading, but they're not the best tool for pushing up. So I don't know what to do. I've got all my fields that really need muck that I haven't had any this winter, or on the back end, wet fields. And it's a shame we didn't have like a dry spell, January, February. We could have got on the ground and spread, and then you wouldn't mind any of this rain that we're having now. It'd be good washing everything in, but you can bet that when it does eventually get dry enough to get on the ground, it's never going to stop being dry, will it? It'll get too dry. But yeah, I mean, you try and find a farmer YouTube video that doesn't moaning about the same thing at the moment. Christ, it's just stuck here, can't bloody move. Take a run up. tried not to put too much in the passageway this time. Because, yeah, I put too much in this time. And it was pushing against the barriers a bit too much. Which is a lesson I've learned before, but sometimes, if people like me that aren't very intelligent, it takes 2 times to learn a lesson. Unfortunately. I found the same thing with tipping full loads of horse mucking. Just did more damage to the barriers than it did. So I've just tipped some on top of me horse muck pile for now. I didn't think there was any heifers in that shed. They're all jumping around. So there's one bullock. I thought they were all bullocks. Maybe why they knocked the gate off from here. Anyway, makes sense. Got them scraped out, trailer load of muck. More than a trailer load of muck, and put this strawy stuff back in. I've taken 2 forks out of there, and I'll just have to remember to put a pin in the gate hinge, stop it happening again. I'll just lock these off here now and roll this bale out. A bit heavy. Sharpened this knife yesterday, so give it a walk. Lovely stuff in the middle. This stuff was actually quite nice. The chap who I bought it off doesn't exactly make a lot of effort to bale it in the right conditions, so I've had a lot of them that have been baled. I think a lot of them were baled very late at night, you know, sort of after everything else was done. So they can be a bit damp and they go like cardboard on the inside. But these are actually alright, to be fair. Quite nice stuff. So there you are anyway, if you're interested. Yeah, there was still quite a bit of food left in that bin, so I've just got rid of that. I think for now I'm just going to give up with the microphone mod, because I can't get the camera to work, so I'm just going to try it without the mic, so I might just have to talk a bit louder. So yeah, I've just dropped the feed out of the bin. There was about 2/3 of a ton, and I just dropped it into the red bin. I'll go and put it in one of the other shed bins now, and then next thing I need to get the skids, get all the skids in place, which they shouldn't be far off because the last shed we moved was the one over yonder. So I need to bring down the hitches to go on the ends of the shed, you know the process. Hitches, oil, spanners to put the hitches on, and yeah, I can do with just emptying the feeders in the shed. I'll tip them all into it. They should all be near enough empty, but what's left should all fit into a little bucket tub. Right, so we've got all the skids out in place and put a bit of oil on them and disconnected everything, the gutters, put the hitch on, lifted the flap up inside, disconnected the water the other end, disconnected the electric, and disconnected the feed bin, so we're all sort of ready to go. So I think I'll pull it with the JCB, just drop the forks off and drag it, and then I bloody hope that the digger will start, and then I'll get this muck moved. The rain's held off, so happy days. Managed to get it on, stood on blocks, plenty like high off the ground, because it makes it a lot easier to wash the skids from the inside of the shed if you're not, because if it's sat down in the gravel you're just spraying gravel all over you, everything, and yourself when you're trying to pressure wash it. So yeah, that went pretty well. God, it doesn't half slide easy when you've got plenty of oil on your bits of timber. So yeah, so that's what muck we've got. Not a lot really, because it hasn't been that long since, well, I think I made a video, didn't I? I made a video of me and Dan mucking it out not that long ago, so there's not a huge amount of muck here, but yeah, have to go find somewhere to put it. Right, we'll go and bring the digger down and then bring the trailer down. I'll take this loader back up for now, and then I'll get a new battery. Well, the digger didn't start. Bloody typical. I almost thought this morning, I thought, should I put that digger on charge so to make sure that it goes when I want it to, and I thought, no, waste of time. It's not that cold, you know, it's quite warm now. I thought it won't have any trouble starting it, and of course went to it and flat as a pancake. It needs a new battery really, but anyway, I put it on a fast charge, and I've just taken the tractor down and moved all the skids and everything out of the way, and everything's ready to start loading muck now, so I'm hoping it will have charged enough to get it started, so we'll see. Happy days. Doesn't take a lot. That's been on charge for what, 10 minutes? It's about all you can get in that trailer because it's quite sloppy. Hoping this will be the last of the sloppy muck, because hoping that Dan's gonna put his water system in this shed, same as he's done in the first shed, because it seems to be working really well. I'm really happy with it. It's just one less thing to worry about. You know, every day I know that shed has flushed its line and has got fresh water every day, and it's just, whereas these other sheds, some days I don't get around to doing it, and some days I forget. And the other day I forgot, I turned one of the waters off to flush it, and something happened in the morning and I forgot to drain it out and turn the water back on, and so they had no water all afternoon, which really, you know, if you really want your hens to stop laying, that's the best thing you can do. So it's a balance between trying to keep them with fresh water and not ever letting them run out, because that doesn't do him any good. So this program that he's written now, I know it took a lot of bug fixing to start with, tinkering about and trial and error, but it's running that shed for how many months? 2 months now, and it's maybe missed 2 days where it didn't flush, and that was just because it ended up with too much water at the end of the day, so it didn't want to drain out all the water. But he still was tweaking it a bit the other day to try and combat that, but on the whole it's just bloody brilliant. It works great. So we're going to get the parts, another computer, and all the valves and the tank float and everything, and try and get it installed in this shed. I'm hoping that we're going to do it anyway. Now and then, well, there's not really any reason why we can't put it in all the sheds, but it's probably a lot easier to do it. Well, it is a lot easier to do it when the sheds are empty. So we'll get it in this shed, and then we'll think about maybe whether we try and do it with the hens in it, because it's a bit of faffing around. You'd have to like drain the tank empty and drill holes in the tank to put the float in, and there's a lot of wiring and stuff, and for how much it's going to upset the hens, it might just be worth waiting until the sheds are empty to do it. But so, and the other benefit is that we can shut it off, and it empties the drinker lines at night, so that there's no water sat in the lines, so that they're not dripping all night, which I think is one of the problems with getting this sloppy muck, is that the nipples are maybe dripping at night. Because looking under that first shed, sometimes you get pools of slurry coming out the front of the shed, and there's just none of that this year. The muck looks really dry, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping it's fixed that problem, and I'm hoping it'll fix the problem on these sheds, because these sheds are worse in a way because they're sat on concrete, so there's no sort of drainage for the water to get away. So right, I'm going to tip this. Got to tip my own trailer because I've got no help today. So I don't know whether Dan's come in tonight and he'll be here tomorrow, maybe, but I'll go and tip this and try and get it heated up. Chucking it down just in the nick of time. I was just scraping up the last bit and it started raining, which actually made it easy because I ran around with me little hand scraper and scraped everything up, which the rain actually helped scrape all the dust up. So I'm just putting this trailer away, and I'll go and get the digger and see if I can just heat the stuff up into a bit of a... I don't know why I'm putting the trailer in the shed. I should put a tractor in the shed, but never mind. Yeah, job's a good one. Quite chuffed actually that I managed to get it done. Right, just see if we can heat this muck up and then put the digger away. Yeah, what I was trying to do is just smear it they don't just leave it in a heap. And then I realised why they do it. It's because it's to help the rainwater run off it rather than soak into it, to keep the soil dry. And it's never occurred to me before. It just sort of dawned on me. I was like, oh, that's why they do it. It makes sense, but the problem is with muck, you can't just sit on the top and do it from the top. You've got to try and do it from the bottom, and unless you've got a really big digger, you can't usually reach both sides of your pile. And that stuff that's been outside is a bit too sticky. I don't know why I'm driving backwards. It's a bit too sticky really, and it just keeps sticking to the bucket rather than smearing. So, right, we'll put this digger away. I've got a ditch I want to go and dig out with it at some point, I don't know when. Bit of on my 9-acre field. I'll show you if I ever do it, but on my 9-acre field, the pond in the corner of the field is a bit high. It just needs a ditch clearing out. So you can see all the diesel on the floor I spilled the other day. Yeah, a bit of a cock up really. I left it running too long and it's spilled everywhere. Do with one of them click off, well, if anyone's watching this who knows, do the fuel nozzles that have an automatic click off, do they work if there's not much pressure? You know, if you've just got a gravity feed pipe, you know, with no pump on the tank, do the click off triggers work the same way, or do they need a bit of pressure to work? I don't know, because that fuel tank that I've got there is only a heating oil tank, so it only dribbles out because it comes out of like a 50, well, maybe even smaller, 10mm pipe. So it's annoying because it takes a very long time to fill up anything. And it'd just be handy if I could have a click off nozzle. I could just leave it and walk away. I might buy one anyway, and at some point try it myself. But if anyone knows whether that it won't work if there's not enough pressure, then let me know in the comments. It'll save me learning the lesson myself. So. Right, job's a good one. Rain's really set in now, so I'll take it back what I said about the drought. Maybe it'll start tomorrow instead. So yeah, I'll end that video here. It's not been a bad day, to be fair. I got a few bits done. It's about 6 o'clock, gone 6 o'clock now, so I'll go and feed my calves. Feed them twice today. They only got fed once yesterday. So did I actually. So I'm hoping to feed the calves twice and feed myself twice today. So don't think it's done them any harm. They ate a lot of the calf coarse ration this morning, which is really good. The more of that they eat, the better, really, when they're getting towards weaning. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. I'll be I don't know whether I might have a fiddle dismantling the hen shed tonight or not, I don't know. But that'll be my next job, is wash the concrete pad, get all the guts out of the shed, all the feeders and nest boxes and drinkers. You've seen it all before. Just repeat the process. Yeah, I don't know whether you find this interesting or not. It's all getting a bit repetitive, isn't it, as time goes on? But yeah, it's just it's what I get up to in the day. The ongoing process of a semi-functional farm. So thanks for watching anyway, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.